So in terms of advising, I think the key thing is to be careful before diving into working with community organizations or community partners. So that a lot of work and thought needs to go in before they start, rather than just diving straight into it and then see what happens. And be mindful of the fact that these are real life scenarios. They work with real people. In our case, as I said, very often with vulnerable people. So we have partner organizations that provide health services, some of them working with people living with dementia, some of them working with people with experiencing health problems, mental health problems, addiction problems, social exclusion and so on. So therefore, you need to be really thinking about this before you get started, and then have a dialogue and take it gradually. So listen is the next big thing. So think it through first, and then listen in particular to the partner organizations, what they have to say, what they would like to get out of it, and how this could work for them. And once then it looks like after that process there is common ground. There's something that our students can offer, UCL can offer the partner organization, and also that obviously the learning benefits are there. The next thing then is that this is then about relationships, about managing relationships and facilitating relationships. It's facilitating the relationship between the student and the partner organization, but also managing our relationship as a large institution with these organizations. And that's really the key. Maybe that's a little bit of a challenge as well, because this is something that needs to be planned from the start. It's not something that can just be done once and then neglected, and it will just work, and you can just do the same thing year on year as you can do with a standard module, essentially, with some tweaks around the edges. You can design a module, design the assessments, design the reading, and then with some minor modification year on year, you can run the module for years and years. With partner organizations, when you work with community partners, you need to keep that dialogue going all the time. So it sounds like a lot of work, but it's usually worth it.
The advice I would give is to think through, why do you want to do it in the first place? And to make sure that the approach that you take has that thoughtfulness behind it. Don't just do it because you think you should, but think about what's in it for your students, but also what's in it for the communities that you'll be working with. Think about, again, are you responding to a need? Don't just come up with an idea of a project that might, again, be beneficial for research, but where's the need out there? And so, related to my coursework, it's based on a real life project. So there is a need for the policy process of a health impact assessment. So I'm kind of falling into a particular, I guess, a response to something that's happening on the ground. So I think thinking through where the need is and trying to making it meaningful for both parties is key. Don't underestimate the amount of time it takes. I think to do it properly, it's not just the work that I do, isn't just within the term that I teach. There's a lot of pre-work beforehand to set up those relationships. And also there's after the end of term, the real life project carries on, so I find myself involved in some of those activities on the ground post the life of the term time teaching. So the time it takes is really, really important.
I would advise colleagues to just give plenty of time to plan the partner's visit, to make sure that they're available to come on a particular date. Suitable activities should be planned, and they should also make sure that they understand the community partners' needs.